Hi, I'm Blue Dragon from Twitch, and today we're going to talk about the huge update with Elder Scrolls Online with patch 6.1.5. Alright, so we're going to start off with just saying that this is a huge update. And when I mean huge, I mean huge. Here we go. I'm just going to scroll through it real quick for us here.
Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast, too fast, too fast, too fast.
2 hours later.
Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast, too fast, too fast, too fast, too faster.
Wow. That might as well have been the intro to the new Star Wars movie. Alright, so obviously we're not going to go over line by line. This would be like a 2-hour long video if we did that. So what we are going to do is I'm going to go over some of the basic important things that at least I find important. I will leave a link to this list here for you can find it on your own for the patch notes down in the description below. So this patch does introduce the Stonethorn DLC content, patch update 27. So there's a lot of huge changes in here. And first thing I mean by huge, I mean the size that this is. Almost 6 gigs of increased game. So right off the bat, we're just going to kind of blaze right over the table of contents. We have, with that new DLC, we have new dungeons, we have new item sets, new achievements, obviously, and titles, new dyes, and collectibles. There are some other base game improvements, character pathing for the NPCs that are in your home, new furnishings for said home, battleground rework, outfit, cost reductions, some new moths, and some gamepad mode scaling. We have multiple different types of fixes throughout the game, covering chapters in DLC, Clockwork City, Greymoor, Hour Storm, Imperial City updates, Morrowind, Mugwire, Sunset, and Wrathstone. A multitude of combat and gameplay updates with abilities and item stat changes. Actually, with this is going to change a lot of people's preferred gear, especially with the new gear, and a lot of your will probably change some of your attacks that you're using. Some base game improvements, Alliance War and PvP, art animation, audio, crafting and economy, dungeons and group content, events and celebrations, exploration and itemization, housing, some miscellaneous and quests and zones, and of course the UI. Now, I don't want to dive too deep into the new DLC patch notes to avoid any kind of spoilers or anything, so we are going to skip over that for right now. See here we have a new sets of armor, a light, medium, and heavy with the new DLC. A new mask. Another set with the Stone Garden content. Light, medium, and heavy again with a new mask. Achievements that go with those. The base game improvements. We have server optimization and stability, which is a great one and a much needed one. It's going to reduce a lot of the back end functions to let the game run smoother, especially when there's more people in the area. This is going to go over character pathing of housing. You can go into more details if you just read the what we have right here. It's just basically going to let you change up how your NPCs walk around your home. You can make them stationary as always, but you can make them walk between nodes, set times that they spend at each of those nodes, and their pathing ping pong, loop, and random from different nodes. Several new furnishing with the new DLC. Some Clockwork City DLC updates, just real small, just some fixes. Greymoor, a little bit more, still kind of the same, just little updates, renames. Antiquities update, using the Activities Eye tool on a slope will no longer result in a glowing pointer affecting spawn, which is good, that was annoying. And we also have the mini game to reset at entering and leaving the tutorial menu. Dig sites have got an update, a dungeon update with some just general fixes. Imperial City, the Lost Warden Dusk update. Morrowind update, just Pinnacle. Now here's the combat and gameplay. This is the big one right here. As part of ongoing efforts to help improve performance, all item sets in the game have been updated to use better logic when appearing to determine their proc conditions with your actions, and will send significantly less messages to the server, ultimately being less taxing. When they fail to meet their conditions, we've also audited the vast majority of item sets in terms of their power to make sure to check out the optimization and bring a snack. In addition to the item sets, many abilities have been improved to their scripting to help reduce unnecessary effects, checks, logic phrasing, and now more accurately follow the described behaviors such as proc conditions. We've also introduced some new area of effects, adjusting their blacked out operations to help reduce their messaging and overall requirements to ping in an area. Currently, we are only applying this to the Dragonite standard and its moths, as well as some of the monster abilities. We plan to monitor the overall improvements in a real combat environment, then slowly comb through old AoE abilities and apply the changes where acceptable. So basically, to sum that up, they're looking at reducing the stress that mass AoE attacks do on the server, which is great because better server quality, better gameplay. Win-win. All right, so we have Dragonite updates to Argent Flame and Dranetic Power, and both their moths. And Protective Scales have gotten a change here. Necromancer also has some fixes to Frozen Colossus, Shocking Siphon, and Bone Tyrant. A Nightblade has got an improvement to Executioner, Grim Focus, Master Assassin, Shadow Cloak, Shadow Shade, Soul Shred, Strife. The Sorcerer got an update to Crystal Shard, Crystal Fragments, Crystal Blast, Encase, Dragic Summoning, multiple of them, and Bolt Escape. Templar received an update to Arctic Spear, Radial Sweep, Backlash, Restoring Light, Cleanse Ritual, Healing Ritual, Light Weaver. The Warden received updates to Swarm and Green Balance. We have some weapon updates also. So the Bow got a Toxic Barrage update. Destructive Staff got a Trifocus update. Dual Wielding got some fixes. Restoration Staff got some additional fixes. Two-Handed got a Critical Charge Stampede update and Reverse Slash update. Armor Immovable Morph got update. We have some Vampire updates with Swarming Siphon and Blood for Blood and Mist Form. Werewolf also got some updates. Pounce, Brutal Pounce, and Ferocious Roar. We only have one guild update, and that's to the Psychic Order. It was taken actually away a previous update. Alliance War Assault Vigor also received an update. We have a lot of percentage tweaks to armor traits and weapon traits. We're not going to go into details on that. Jewelry traits also got some tweaks. Mundus Stones got some tweaks. With some base game and fix and improvements. Alliance War and PvP updates with Siege and how Siege functions. We got some art and animation updates, which some of these are really nice, especially the one adding a slider to Grass and Clutter. All right, like I said, we weren't going to go into extreme details. That was a lot of patch notes. We just went over some of the more important key items that will affect truly in the game. Remember to kind of check your builds to see if any of your abilities should change, skills should change. Like my build, for example, that I use a Beam Templar. It used to be recommended to be a vampire. I no longer now needs to be a vampire, but now it needs Psijic Order skills in its recommended build. So I'm perfectly okay with that because I didn't want to be a vampire anyway. So I got to go get cured right now. I will see you next time. Again, I stream on Twitch also. Feel free to follow me there. Link in the description below. and thank you for your time, and have a great rest of your day.